If you take a look down Hendrick Store Road in Moneta, you'll start to see a pattern. Christian preschools, junior highs, and a high school line the roads until you come across a monstrous church building. Eastlake Community Church may have a widespread influence today with an extravagant worship team, high ceilings, and crowds of 1,000 people. But this looks a lot different than the church's humble beginnings 15 years ago. In 2006, 63 members of the Parkway House of Prayer wanted to open a new location at Smith Mountain Lake. Although Eastlake would eventually sell this location to become a marketplace for local vendors, Jennifer and Brian Inman remember the first location well.
I'm Jennifer Inman.
And I'm Brian Inman, and we've been going to Eastlake for
about 10 and a half years.
10 and a half years.
So it was really small, and it was a brick building. But what I remember most about our first visit there was that a woman at the door, her name is Carol Brundage, she gave me a big hug and she introduced herself. And I said, I'll never forget your name because your name is my mom's name. And we went back a week later. And when we came up to the door, she gave us a hug and remembered our names.
In just 4 years after the church's opening, the members went from 63 to over 200. And it was no wonder why.
The people welcomed you. Mm-hmm. You did not feel scared or like you didn't fit in. It's like you immediately were loved and you were part of them no matter how long you were there.
As Eastlake kept growing in its members, they knew that they had to go to a different location. So they bought and renovated an old ShopRite and a nearby strip mall. Since then, the students at SMLCA have gone from back in its heyday to over 400. This was the brand new location the past 7 years for Eastlake Community Church. As Eastlake grew, so did its base. In 2013, Pastor Troy Keaton was asked to take over SMLCA and make it a part of Eastlake Community Church.
Troy, I think, was invited to be a part of SMLCA. So they met at Halesford Community Church, and Troy had wanted to really minister to children and give them a biblical worldview.
The school only had like 50 students at the time.
Since Eastlake has taken over SMLCA, their students have grown from 50 to over 400 today. The school will continue to expand over the years as Eastlake continues to grow. Since its second opening in 2010, Eastlake has only grown and grown. From the original 63 members to 200, they now have over 1,000 members. With all of these members, a new church was needed.
Eastlake Community Church is expanding with a new building and ambitious plans for the future.
A community that was already so big was only planning on getting bigger. A 54,000 square foot facility was put on 162 acres of land. The original plans laid out 3 years ago have now come to fruition. Eastlake Church is bigger and more beautiful than ever. More and more people come every day and enjoy their time. The church will continue to grow and expand in their school and in their worship, but everyone still feels like a community at heart.